Yes, today I want to discuss about one business opportunity, that is artificial sand. How to prepare artificial sand and how we can sell it and what are the profits. Artificial sand is an essential component in the construction industry. River sand is the natural source of the sand. Natural or river sand are weathered and worn out particles of rocks. Natural or river sand are weathered and worn out particles of rocks. These are various grades of sizes. The artificial sand produced by proper machines can be a better substitute for river sand. When fine particles are in a proper proportion, the sand will have fewer voids. The cement quantity required will be very less. Such a sand is more economical. It demands substantial capital investment in plant setup. So, natural sand is always better, but scarcity will be there. Only in riverside and certain areas only it will be available. But natural sand is most important for constructions. It's not natural sand will not be available in all areas. So, artificial sand is must. Why artificial sand making is profitable? Manufactured sand is produced by passing boulders and stones. It goes through a series of jaw and cone crushers, and for size reduction, demand for artificial sand is rapidly. Here are a few reasons why artificial sand making has a good demand. So, especially for to prepare a YouTube video, I am also preparing the notes. By that I am saying to you all these things. Actually, this artificial sand is also there in my website. I am the owner of the www.seyourneeds website, and I am the featherer and the designer also. Myself, I am doing since 10 years. I have been doing that. Artificial sand page is also there. Once in the down of the YouTube link, once if you click that description, you can get the link of the website. Then once if you click that, you can get this artificial sand web page also. But why I am doing this YouTube video is, it is easy to understand. Instead of reading a page, by having a video means you can understand in a simple way. Overall information you will get it. Suppose you want to become a new entrepreneur and you are in the business side, or you are interested in business and you want to become an entrepreneur, this artificial sand making is also one of the option. But all cannot to do all the things, but artificial sand making is also one of the option in doing business and being an entrepreneur. You can do it. River sand, then we can go into the artificial sand is 50% cheaper than river sand. Why? Because is river sand is very sophisticated and very small pieces will be there, but in artificial sand it is something a little bit higher will be there. So that artificial sand is always 50% cheaper than river sand. The river sand is being sold at around 1500 rupees a ton. The artificial sand is sold for a half of the price. That is the advantage. River sand can't meet the rising demand of construction sector. River sand is in many parts of the country is not graded properly. The manufactured sand will not have impurities. Government has put a ban on lifting sand from river bed. Transaction of sand damages the roads. Transaction of transportation of sand damages the roads. Removing sand from river bed impacts the environment as water goes deeper and ultimately dry. That is also one of the danger. So in from river bed, so if you lift the natural sand means the underground sand will not be there, If water flows from from rivers and rain, it will be decreased, it will be increased slowly, and it will dry out. So consumption of water will be very high in those not having natural sand in the river. So certain sand should be there in the rivers, so that should not be disturbed. So that artificial sand is must for constructions. Sand making business registration and license. Incorporate the farm with ROC, obtain trade licenses from municipal authority, apply for Udyog Aadhar, MSE, MSME, and obtain VAT registration, apply for NOC, that is no objection certificate from State Pollution Control Board. The end product must satisfy all the requirements of IS International Standards 383. Additionally, you can do gradation in accordance with the usage of the sand. So sand making machine and unit setup is how. List includes vibrating feeder, jaw crusher, and vibrating feeder and jaw crusher, impact crusher, and vibrating screen for sand making. Sand manufactured by VSI check crusher, and rotopactor is cubical and angular in shape. So jaw crushers, what it will do? The jaw crushers are generally used for crushing stones into metal as well as aggregates. Manufactured sand from jaw crusher, cone crusher for unit setup requires minimum 30,000 square feet of land. It requires high voltage electricity to operate machines. Artificial sand making process and raw materials. It involves 3 stages. These are crushing of stones into aggregates by VSI, then feed to rotopactor to crush aggregates into the sand to required grain sizes. Do the screening to eliminate dust particles, and washing of sand eliminates very fine particles present within. It can be used in concrete and construction also. VSI plants are available, capacity up to 400 ton per hour. Use all types of stone like gravel, basalt, granite, and as the raw material in sand making. So for small scale business owners and middle tier people also can start this artificial sand making with small portable crushers also, because sand making is easy, and certain supply should be there. But even though all things will not be, suppose you make 100 bags of sand in one day, means it cannot be sold in one day. So input, according to the input only you can sold. So with 2 workers and 1 crushing machine and supplying raw materials, you can do all the things with in a small unit. So that portable sand crushers are also there, and you can do that also. By for the time being you can increase it. Otherwise with the same sand daily for 4-5 bags are coming with portable sand crushers. By that every day 5 means for 30 days it will be 150 bags. You can get the order in a day itself. One day, after 1 month or 2 months, you will get 30 bags of sand or 100 bags of sand likewise. So such orders are there. So you can utilize this properly as you like. So I am recommending that not to go into the large scale for beginners. It is go to portable sand crushers only are better. You can for the time being, if demand is not there, you can again you use the portable sand crusher. If heavy orders are there, you can use the big machinery likewise. So both are there means it is always comfortable. That is according to your choice and capability. What is man-made sand made of? A few sandstones A few sandstones are composed of almost pure quartz particles and are the source of the silicon used to make semiconductor silicon chips for microprocessors. Molding sands or foundry sands are used for metal casting. They are composed of about 80 to 90%, 92% of silica, up to 15% alumina, and 2% of iron oxide. Can sand be manufactured? Manufactured sand or manufactured fine aggregate is produced by reducing larger pieces of aggregate into sand-sized aggregate particles. Manufactured sands tend to be used in mixtures in areas where natural sand is not available or not cost effective to be hauled to the needed location. And as well as what is the difference between crushed sand and manufactured sand. Manufactured sand is a substitute of river sand of concrete construction. Manufactured sand is produced from hard granite stone by crushing. The crushed sand is of cubical shape with grounded edges, washed and graded to as a construction material. What is M sand and P sand? P sand is a plastering M sand which is used for wall plastering and brickwork purpose. Proper selection of P sand provides plastering strength of the construction structure. The proper and fine quality of sand material is a must when it comes to providing strength to any sort of building and construction structure. Is M sand better than river sand? M sand is the only alternative to river sand, higher concrete strength compared to river sand. So M sand is having higher concrete strength compared to the river sand used for concreting. Though M sand uses natural coarse aggregates to form, it causes less damage to the environment as compared to river sand. Better quality control since it manufactured in controlled environment. Which sand is best for house construction? Which sand is best for house constructions? River or natural sand? River sand is usually obtained from river beds and banks. Manufactured sand and plaster sand. Manufactured sand is manufactured by proper crushing of aggregates into finer materials of required particle size, generally using VSI technology. Pit sand. Which sand is best for construction? Let us look for a few types of sand used in construction. Concrete sand. Concrete sand is one of the types of sands in India that is made from crushed concrete. Pit sand is a type of sand used in construction that is best used for constructing buildings due to its superior binding property. Which sand is best for plastering? So a good plaster sand should be sharp with a diversity of particle sizes and clean. The specification for sand for plaster shall conform to IS 1542/1992. That is 1542 is the number Indian standards, international Indian standards, that is IS, and which is given below as quality of sand. The sand shall consist of natural sand, crushed stone sand, or crushed gravel sand, or a combination of any of these. Difference between sea sand and river sand. Different appearance in terms of appearance color. The sea sand is dark brown and lighter. The color of river sand is relatively brightly yellow from the aspect of particle size. The grain size of river sand is coarser, with moderate surface roughness and less impurities. So instead of sea sand, river sand will appear bright yellow color. Which sand is best for plants? Horticulture sand is often known as sharp sand, coarse sand, or quartz sand Usually when used for plants, sand consists of both large and small particles. If you have difficulty finding horticultural sand, you can substitute horticultural grit or builder's sand. Which sand is what sand is best for concrete? Sharp sand is used for concreting or laying paving slabs, and soft sand is used for bricklaying, etc. It is also possible to buy mixed aggregate containing both coarse and fine aggregates. Types of sand: immature sand, pit sand, silica sand, coral sand, glass sand, gypsum sand, silica and river sand. These are the types of sand. What is sand in civil engineering? Sand is an important building material. It abundantly occurs in nature as formed by the decomposition of rocks. Sand particles consist of small grains of silica. It forms a major ingredient in concrete, lime mortar, cement mortar, etc. What is the structure of sand? The most component sand is silicon dioxide in the form of quartz. What type of sand is on the beach? Quartz sand. Beach means sea border. What type of sand will be there? Probably most common composition would be quartz sand with some feldspar said Williams. The mineral formula gives beaches that sort of typically well beachy complexion of a light brown found in many places in the continental United States and elsewhere. This is the information regarding sands and types of sands: natural sand and river sand. River sand is a natural sand, and beach sand is also a river natural sand, and artificial sand. But nowadays almost all 60% are not 60%, 80% are using for artificial sand only for concrete makings, slabs making, everything, and for plastering river sand they are using. So because river sand is very minute particles. So if you combine with cement, you can use for plastering walls, etc. So that time they are using plastering walls. River sand is enough, and remaining all things and concrete equipment and pillars, they are using artificial sand only at present in construction industry. This is the information. Artificial sand makers also very good future is there, but one thing you should remember: you should have patience, because up to 3 to 4 months you will not get any order and phone call also or contact also, but you instantly you will get a phone call in one day that I want 20 artificial sand bags or 5 bags of natural sand. Likewise they will ask, because so that only I am requesting requesting all of you is put in Google business option, put your location and factory photos and description what you make it, and all these things if you put it, it is easy to understand everyone. Suppose if they are searching in Google means nearer to your area, artificial sand comma area, artificial natural sand for comma area means they may get the it may be in the page of your business details also, and service details also, and production details also. By that you can get, only by having the contact number they will contact you, and they will reach your location, and they will bargain you, and you can also say what is the present cost, and petrol and diesel rates are also increased, so workers rates are also increased. All these things if you explain clearly, then they can purchase a very good sand from you, and 5 to 6 months you may get a gap. sales, not to production. But all these 6 months of production you will be sold out in 1 or 2 days. That will be there. So you can supply it very well, and demand always will be there, but season and season will be there. Generally in rainy season no one will prefer to construct, but local home side constructions and minor works will be done. In external side rain should not be there, so that in summer it is having very good demand for constructions. So it is a good opportunity if you want to start being an entrepreneur. Artificial sand making, manufacturing and plant setting, everything is very good, and you will also become one of the pillar to the development of India and the world also by your services. That is, you should remember, but you should have patience. 5 to 6 months also you may not get one order also, but all this the production you should not stop. Daily 4 or 5 bags of sand is preparing, means after 6 months you will get one order. The bulkly you can, in bulk you can sell out your sand. So likewise orders also will come, then you can settle very well, and don't fear. But artificial sand sales will not be done in every week and every month. Likewise, after 5 or 4 months you will get an order, again 3 months you will get an order. Likewise it will be there. So meanwhile you should not stop the production, so you should maintain some capital, and for survival also you should have a particular standard income, or standard income source, or otherwise capital source should be there for your family and company also. Then it will be successful to you. May God bless you, and wishing you all the best. And do as an entrepreneur, if you like this, not like this, if you are in that line, then you can do this. All options will not be useful to all people. Certain options will be useful to one certain people. So settle as you like, and try once, and go through the, and once if you want to swim, means it should be done in the long run for the generations wise. Then only it will give a very great comfort to you and peace of mind to you.